Hey guys, it's Brad from Team Crimson here, bringing you my Zodiac Time Beast deck build. I know it's a little late. It took me a while to actually assemble this build. Don't know why it took me so long, but let's go ahead and get on with the deck profile. Alright, so for first off, starter is Chronodran, obviously. Just such a good starter. It fuels your soul cost later for gear next. It also, you time leap it into grade 1. That's going to net you advantage to a Transit Dragon, and also get you an attacker in Chronojet G that bounces to hand to fuel stride later. So just great starter. Next we're playing 4 copies of Chronojet Dragon G. Obviously, we're playing him ZTV Chronojet, and he's just an all-around good card. Next, playing 2 copies of Pulsar Replenish Kodal. Countercharges plus power. Try to time leap into this if people are trying to keep the counterblasts away from me. So I'll time leap into this, and then there's also another card I'll go into to countercharge, so I have the counterblast option available. And then 1 copy of Pulsar Obstinacy Ox. I call him Angry Ox. He's gotten he gets super beefed up. Just awesome card. Next we'll move on to my grade 2s, and I play 3 copies of Pulsar Spearhead Unicorn. Just a good card, kind of our new history maker in a way. Just very solid card for those multi-attacks. Next, 3 copies of Cruising Dragon. Play him, such a good card. Also been able to add me PGs to hand, everything like that. Just solid card. And next I play 4 copies of Rewind Tiger. 4 copies. I play 4 copies of him. Some people play 3. I play 4 copies of him. Again, just helps you with that early game. You're drawing pretty much free cards against free power too. Like, it's just a very, very solid, and obviously not GB restricted. So just a very solid early game card. And then next I play 2 copies of Duplex Dragon. Actually, I wasn't going to run him. I was actually going to play Manish instead. Pretty much just because of the resist option, and so, obviously against Kagero and Link Joker and stuff like that. Link Joker especially going to be prevalent very soon. So I actually still might change, but however, I have been finding Duplex Dragon to be just a very solid card, especially getting rid of annoying cards in my opponent's field. So next, moving on to grade 1s, play 4 copies of Arca. Obviously, this whole deck's ZTB, obviously, but just it recycles your PGs. It's pretty much like I'm playing 7 PGs in deck, so that's awesome. Not as good as Esris, but still pretty solid. Next, 4 copies of Revolver Draco Kid. It's just the stride fodder, and you can search out Jet G too. So next, 4 copies of Transit Dragon, just Jeffrey clone plus, and such a good solid card. Just really helps a lot. And then just 2 copies of Pulsar Tamer Hagald. Yes, obviously running him for the unflip. Like I said, I do have opponents sometimes that will try to starve me of counterblasts, and him and Kodal are good ways to replenish that. So. Next, moving on to my grade 0s, I play 4 copies of the Bunny, 4 copies of Bison. Rarely ever use its skill. It's there just in case. I can fix numbers. I can push to soul, so I can fuel gear next. Which I honestly thought I was going to have a problem with, keeping soul. For some reason I thought I was going to have such a huge problem with it, and I don't whatsoever. I constantly have soul. Next, play 4 copies of the Sheep. This thing is awesome. Restanding rear guards, just always good, and because your Spearhead Unicorn and your Cruising Dragon aren't once per turn, you can restand them and still net advantage. Yay! And 4 copies of the Hamster, because we need heals. Alright, moving on to the G-Zone. I am playing 4 copies of Gear Next. I felt like the only person who loved this card when it was announced. Everyone was hating on it and just super ragging on it. And I was all like, no, it's good, trust me, it's amazing, I love it, I want to play it, I want him right now. And I just felt like I had to defend this card so much against people, and I was right. I love this card. He's so good. He is so good. Restand, especially when I don't have CB. And then he gets massive power, which more often than not I find people having a hard time guarding against. Yay! Alright, and I'm playing 4 copies of Avenir Phoenix. Now, I am considering dropping 2 and putting in 2 copies of Next Stage. However, I am finding the 4 copies to help quite a bit, actually. There's been like 3 or 4 games actually where I have used all 4 Avenir Phoenixes. Now that doesn't happen all the time. Does not happen all the time, but it has happened. And just obviously a good solid card lets me multi-attack. Multi-attacking is good. Next, 2 copies of Split Pegasus. More often than not, he's my first stride, and if I've got stride fodder or Chronojet or whatever in hand already, I can split my Jet G that I superior called through Chronodran into 2 grade 2s. That'll net me advantage too, so yay, love advantage. 1 copy of Altered Dragon. Your free stride. Drop a trigger if you want to stride, so just in case if you don't have stuff to stride. 1 copy of Sabreeze, because reasons. Next, playing 1 copy of Time Maiden of Eternity Ulru. Just massive, massive, massive shield. Because yeah. And I am playing 2 copies of Retroactive Time Maiden Ulru. It's just to put crap back, because the deck thins a lot, and putting stuff back for free 5,000 shield is always good. And then just 1 header around. I am just playing 1 right now that may change. I may go into playing 2. I used to play 2 with my Time Loop deck. I don't know. I haven't. I've played this for quite a bit, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I might just keep this at 1 too. Anyways, yeah, that's the deck profile. Awesome deck. Obviously super competitive. It's topping a lot. And gears have been super competitive and will remain to be super competitive for quite some time. But yeah, just really like this deck. Having a lot of fun with it too. That's the important thing. Having a lot of fun with it, because Time Leap was getting kind of boring. Anyways, yeah, so that's it, guys. Just please like and subscribe, and we are going to be bringing you some more content later in the week. I plan on talking about the Zodiac Dragon if and when they actually release the full card. I don't want to talk about it unless if it's the full card reveal has been revealed. But we'll also be bringing you more content and more matches and stuff later in the week. So thanks, and we will see you later.